Sincere greetings to the dear citizens of the Republic of the Gambia. I am your brother Isa Bokat C. On our special session today, we are going to delve into two main items, one of which is the story of Youssoupha Mbye, and then we'll come forward and share some views on the web of corruption between the Gambia Ports Authority, the Seaport, and the Immigration Department. Now we are going to begin with the first part, which is very important. Being a worrisome alert, Youssoupha Mbye, April 10th victim, threatens to embark on a hunger strike. Mbye, with a shaky voice, said, and these are what he said to me during a phone conversation: "Society has abandoned me, Mr. C, and I did nothing wrong to deserve being shot at by a government that was here and then be sidelined by everyone as if I am the criminal, when in actual fact I am the helpless victim together with my peers." Well, Youssoupha and I, together with my family and child Baba and other members of my family here, have so far developed cordial relations for every natural reason. I am one of those confidants of the young man, and I am one of those he calls regularly on every aspect that affects him or where he sometimes needs guidance. It is along those lines that he called me yesterday, which, when the story was being written, was this evening. With a shaky voice, Youssoupha Mbye expressed his frustration, saying he is so frustrated that he now believes he has been abandoned by society, especially after the death of his late father. Mbye is now thinking too much. Worst of all, he has been going through a nerve-wracking experience every day and every night from the year 2000 to date. Youssoupha Mbye, being the most affected and or prominent figure among the April 10th victims, is an intelligent young man whose brain is synonymous to that of a scientist. He who feels it knows it. She who feels it knows it. I feel it and I know it because I talk to Youssoupha. Well, as a young man, he was shot at and forced to remain on a wheelchair for 16 good years before Jammeh's departure from the seat of power. The ordeal extended. Today the lad is in a desperate way, and then today the lad who is in that very desperate way said on the phone that he has had enough and may embark on a hunger strike or do something else to make society understand that he doesn't deserve this. Mbye, in a somber mood, said he knows he was not shot and rendered paralyzed by the current government, but so doesn't he also expect any good from the trigger-happy despot who ordered his armed forces to shoot at him alongside kill his peers on that fateful day. He said when the Third Republic began, he was all smiles and hope, thinking that within a few months he would be playing basketball again. Unfortunately, he said, he is yet to realize his dream. He's not asking for it only from the government, but from the entire Gambian society, home and abroad. Well, during his conversation and during other conversations with Yusuf Mbaye in the past, precisely the government institutions or ministries he blamed the most are the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. He said, if these two had used his medical records combined with promises from the Minister of Youth himself being Henry Gunners, by now him, Yusuf, would have been working or at least undergoing treatment somewhere overseas. But the contrary is what prevails. Every promise the young lad had was just a mirage. Empty talk, no action. From the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Well, for the Ministry of Health, what he blames them for is that they are the very ones who should have facilitated it for his medical records to keep circulating. But even at the time when he needed those, it was very difficult for him to have them, being part of the ordeal. Now, he said society should stop using his name and act to help him get out of his predicament, as the time has come for that very society to act on his case. How many people have used Yusuf Mbaye's name abroad to get asylum? Those people today are shamelessly coiling back into their shells as if Yusuf doesn't exist. And those are the very people who will come on internet talking big as if they know more than everybody, blaming a government, blaming others, excluding themselves. This is a shared responsibility. It's been way too long and way too painful an ordeal for the young man to keep going through. Stay tuned for the next video.